Let's be real, AI is absolutely everywhere, and it feels like its power is growing every single day. So the real question isn't if you should learn it, it's how. The whole AI world can feel like this big, chaotic maze. But don't worry, we're about to hand you the map. And trust me, it is way simpler than you think.
Man, I hear this all the time. This quote just nails that feeling, right? It's like you're running on a treadmill that's constantly speeding up. You put in the time to learn something new, and then boom, before you know it, there's a new model, a new update, and you feel like you're right back at square one. It's exhausting.
Yeah, if that feeling hits home, you are definitely not alone. It's probably the number one reason people get stuck, or honestly just give up entirely. But what if I told you that most of that noise, it doesn't actually matter? All right, so before we get into the how-to, we gotta clear the air. We need to break down these huge mental barriers that stop most people before they even get started. Let's just tackle these myths head on.
Okay, let's start with the biggest one right out of the gate. This idea that you have to be a coder or some kind of data scientist to get any real value out of AI. For most of us, that's just not true anymore.
But the reality is, things have totally shifted. Most of the modern AI tools out there, they're built specifically for people who aren't technical. If you're tech curious, if you're willing to just play around and experiment, that's literally all you need. I can promise you there will be zero coding involved in what we cover today.
Okay, this one's partially true. I get it. Every single week, it feels like there's a new model, a new future, some shiny new thing. One day, ChatGPT is on top, the next it's Claude, then Gemini. It is enough to give you whiplash.
But here's the secret. Most of that is just noise. The top models are always going to be leapfrogging each other. What really matters are the fundamental skills you use to talk to them. Those don't change, and we're going to cover exactly what they are in just a minute.
And this one, oh man, it's true. There are thousands of AI tools out there. You log on to any AI directory website, and it's just this infinite scroll of logos and promises. It's completely overwhelming, and it leads to what they call decision paralysis, where you don't start because you just don't know where to start. But here's the really good news. You don't need most of them. Seriously. You can do 90% of everything you need with just 3 to 5 really solid, versatile tools. The key isn't knowing every single tool out there, it's understanding the main types of tools and what they're good for. Okay, so how do you find those first few tools that are right for you? Well, it helps to know what path you're on. You'll find that most people fall into one of these 3 categories. Let's see which one sounds the most like you. First up is the Everyday Explorer. This is you if you're just looking to make daily life a little easier, save some time, maybe summarize a long article, or get help writing a clearer email. Then there's the Power User. You want to do more and do it faster. You're stacking tools together for a creative project or for some deep research. And finally, we have the Builder. You're thinking bigger. You want to automate entire workflows and create your own custom systems, all without having to write a single line of code. And hey, don't worry about picking one forever. You might start as an explorer and find yourself becoming a builder just a few weeks later. You know, the best way to really understand these paths is to see them in action. So let's take a really common problem and see how AI can solve it, whether you're an explorer just starting out or a power user looking to level up your workflow. Let's talk about meetings. If you're in a lot of them, you know that the note-taking and the follow-ups can be a massive drain on your time and energy. This whole category of AI note-takers is a perfect example of a practical tool. We'll just use a tool like Granola AI as an example to see how it solves this problem in a really unique way. So let's break down how a specialized tool like this works. First, it solves the privacy issue by recording your computer's audio, which means no creepy bot has to join your call. Then, it uses AI to automatically clean up your notes or just create them from the full meeting transcript. And here's where it gets cool, the power-up feature, recipes. These are basically just pre-built prompts. With one click, you can generate a perfect follow-up email or a detailed to-do list. This is a perfect example of an AI tool solving a very specific problem with smart, targeted features. Now, a tool like that is super powerful. But here's the thing. Tools will always change. So let's zoom back out and focus on the skills that will always be useful no matter what new app or model comes out next. These are the fundamentals. There are really 4 core skills. The first, and by far the most important, is prompting. It's the art of communicating clearly with an AI. Next is tool awareness. This isn't about knowing every single app, but understanding the big categories, like knowing the difference between a language model, an image generator, and a workflow automator. Then there's workflow thinking. This is all about breaking big tasks down. So writing a report becomes step 1, use AI to research. Step 2, use AI to draft an outline. Step 3, use AI to polish the text. And finally, creative remixing. This is where the real magic happens, when you start combining tools in new and unexpected ways. But let's focus on the one that is the absolute foundation for everything else.
So what is prompting, really? It's simply the skill of giving clear, specific instructions to an AI to get the best possible result you can. The quality of what you get out is directly tied to the quality of what you put in. Think of it less like a Google search and more like giving instructions to a very smart, but very literal, personal assistant. Let's just look at a direct comparison. A vague prompt like, write a blog post about productivity, well, it forces the AI to guess everything. Who is this for? What's the tone? How long should it be? But that specific prompt on the right gives it context. I'm a business coach for busy entrepreneurs. Clear instructions, 500 words, casual, 3 actionable tips, and a focused topic, planning a productive Monday. I guarantee you the difference in what you get back will be night and day. This is the single most important skill you can practice.
Okay, we've busted the myths, we've covered the core skills that actually matter. So how do you really start? Like today? Here is a simple, actionable plan you can use right now.
First, don't just use AI because it's the new shiny thing. Use it to solve a real problem. Identify a pain point in your work or your life. What is the most annoying, time-consuming thing you have to do every week? Start right there. Next, find the right tool for that specific job. A lot of the time, a versatile large language model is all you need. And finally, just practice and iterate. Use your prompting skills to solve that one task, and once you get good at it, then you can start thinking about how to automate it.
The key is to move from just passively learning to actively solving problems. You don't need to master everything all at once. You just need to solve one small problem. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the first problem you're going to solve?